Hey, Aaron Flint here with Montana Talks on the SHOT Show floor here in Las Vegas. Day 2 of our coverage. Running into so many great folks here. And Josh Sherrard with Byrna Technologies just dropped by. You know, we've been talking body armor and less lethal self-defense measures because you never know what situation you're going to be in. Josh, that's apparently what you guys specialize in at Byrna Technologies.
Yeah, absolutely. Byrna Technologies really kind of deals in non-lethal self-defense for both consumers and the law enforcement market.
Yeah. So describe the different type of capabilities you have, products that you're selling. One of the things you were talking about, you have a backpack that can basically, it's a fully up-armored backpack, shall we say, that you can also convert into like a self-defense tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Byrna Shield is actually a fully self-contained body armor backpack that's deployable with one hand in under 2 seconds. So it's really just a very innocuous backpack on most parts. From visually, it works just like one, holds laptops, all that great stuff. But if it's needed with one hand, you can actually reach back, pull the handle right over your head, and then all of a sudden you have basically your standard plate carrier. You have a plate on the front, plate on the back, with MOLLE on the front, so you can already have it loaded out with everything from non-lethal to lethal to trauma kits to everything. So it really is kind of your really go-to kit when it comes to self-defense. But as far as our flagship products, really is our self-defense launchers. So we really specialize in 68 caliber encapsulated chemical projectile launchers. So what that is 68 caliber is basically a marble-sized ball or shell that holds a powderized chemical agent. So we have some different concoctions of some different chemical agents, but most of them represent what you'd find in your standard OC, standard pepper spray. They're extremely effective, and these launchers launch these projectiles out at about 300 feet per second, strike the assailant. Obviously, it hurts when it hits, causes some pain compliance there, but then we get this 3 to 5 foot cloud of chemical agent that completely envelops them and incapacitates them for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes.
So your main customer base for that type of product obviously would be law enforcement, riot control? Or?
It's definitely a solid portion. I mean, the great part about it is law enforcement is using products like this and the same sort of technology, same sort of use of force for a long time. So it's really been proven effective, proven very safe, and proven very efficient. But our consumer base is absolutely massive. You know, the U.S. market has really understood the need for less lethal and non-lethal self-defense. Whether it's gun owners and non-gun owners, they really understand that there needs to be an intermediary. I mean, we have, non-gun owners, those that don't feel comfortable carrying a firearm, just don't feel comfortable taking somebody's life, that it really applies to. But then we also have the very educated gun owner that understands that while they want to have that protection if it's needed, if a lethal force encounter is needed, they understand that so many more encounters over the course of their life are gonna need something less, and they want something more than just trying to fight somebody, because not all of us are trained UFC fighters. So having that intermediary device is really important to them. In the last 2 years, we've sold well over 160,000 launchers into the U.S. market via e-commerce, Amazon, and dealers and distributors.
Well, and it's unfortunate, but right now, unfortunately, like riot control, rioting has become a big business across the country because it's been so tolerated, and frankly, I think it's just outrageous what we're allowing to happen in this country right now, and so we need to respond to it quickly and efficiently. But also on top of that, I mean, you look at these, you're seeing these mass mob, basically hit and run attacks on major retailers like the fancy jewelry stores in big cities, where they're basically doing a flash mob attack and stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry or whatever. Agreed.
That you really hit the nail on the head, and we actually have some of our clients are big box retailers whose security companies are literally trying to defend from the same thing. They've been victims of some of those mobs and victims of some of those looters, and so they have come to us with hey, we need something to try to fend these guys off. Obviously, we're not going to shoot them. We don't want to kill them. We don't want to take their life. We understand that they're not trying to cause serious bodily injury, but we're trying to protect our assets, trying to protect our investments, and they have found that this is the best way to do it because of its effectiveness, its range, its effectiveness. I mean, we're getting, even our pistol-sized launchers, which are the size of a Glock 17, same dimensions as Glock 17, you get 8 inches of accuracy at 60 feet, at 20 yards. which is triple the distance of anything else, any other less lethal product on the market, and so much more accurate. So they understand that they can very effectively engage these suspects, engage these people without the consequences of actually taking someone's life.
All right. Well, Josh Sherrard with Byrna Technologies, great to see you. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for what you're doing because, hey, look, it's kind of like this stupid mask debate, right? It's like, I'm from Montana. We come to Vegas, and they're like, wear your mask, and we're like, this is stupid. Similar deal with guns. What do you mean I can't have, my gun here to defend me? Well, you're going to find yourself in those situations, even in places like Montana where they won't allow you to carry. So what do you do now, right?
No, that's absolutely right. And that's the great part about our devices. They're not considered firearms. They're not regulated by ATF. Anybody can carry them, and you can carry them anywhere. Very interstate travel friendly. We fly with them all the time. So a person finds himself in that situation, they don't have a better product than Byrna.
All right, great to see you. Thanks again for the time.
Hey, thanks, Aaron.